Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Today we are talking all about vellum, which was a requested topic over on the Zoom. And we're going to just kind of discuss like what you can do with
Hello,
it.
everyone.
I always forget that. Um, so we'll talk about what you can do with it, what mediums you can use with it. We'll talk about vellum adhesives. And if you all have any other questions as we go, then we can go and dive into it. So I grabbed a couple of our printed vellum patterns, pages here. So these come in a variety of different designs and they're printed on one side and then you can do stuff on the back. And then I just grabbed some plain vellum too. So I'm kind of just going to go through what you can do with it and some different ideas. So with vellum, you can use your dye inks for ink blending, but I don't recommend just plain stamping. They will never dry fully on vellum. Remarkable will with some heat, but whatever you're stamping, I always recommend with vellum to heat emboss it. So I always recommend throw some clear heat embossing powder over it if you are stamping on your vellum. Okay, so that's number one. You can though ink blend, and you can ink blend on either side. So say for instance, we're going to do some neon lights. So I like to usually ink blend on the reverse. Because it gives you a more subtle feeling on this side here. So I like to do it on the reverse and then have it on this side. You can, of course, do it on this side. But the other thing about having it on the reverse is because it never fully dries, this will be stuck down. And so no one's going to put their finger in it or smudge it or make a mess of it. So that's another reason why I like to do it on that side. You can also add, a few accents. Say, for instance, you wanted to make this kind of misty and foggy. So this is a little bit of dried out, but I'm doing that on purpose so it looks misty and foggy. So you see how I'm just taking a little bit of snow flurries, and this is on the front, the printed side, and you can kind of make it look misty and whatnot on here just by kind of doing that. And yes, the pigment will struggle to dry. Blast with a heat gun. Long term, what's the chances that someone's really going to come in here and do this all over the card? I've never had an issue, but you see, even like I'm rubbing it. There's a little bit on my finger, but nothing like too crazy. Ari, I don't know what you're eating, but stop. Um, so you can do that. You can also use, so on vellum, there is no right or wrong side. Beverly said, is there a right or a wrong side? Renee said you can use distress crowns. Yeah, I'm going to get to some other fun mediums in a minute that I've got. I'm just going to work my way around my desk and we'll just mop up as we go. So there is no right or wrong side. Vellum is the same both sides. It's just if you have printed vellum like this, then I like to do it that way. You can use your highlighters, you can use your liquid icing, all those things on this side, and they will dry just fine. So you can do that. You can use alcohol inks on vellum. So again, if I was doing it on here, I would put it on the reverse side. See what color I've got here. I'm gonna just put some of this down. I got Dream Drifter. And I do happen to have I'm going to blow it away from me. Yes, we're going to get to what you cannot use. So here's my alcohol inks. Again, I like to do them on the back. Here I kind of look like I've almost got some thunder coming down, but you can absolutely alcohol ink on vellum. So you can use your dye inks and you can use your alcohol inks. I would call it a semi-porous paper. Um, because you can do some really fun stuff with it. Okay, so you can use alcohol inks. You can use dye inks. If I'm going to stamp an outline on vellum, typically I'll use archival just because I know it's going to stay. You can use your alcohol markers on vellum and it will blend beautifully. You can use your distress crayons on vellum and it will dry on here. Not too much water, but a little bit. You can use colored pencils. So for instance, we want to just grab some here. And let's do like a little bit of a sunset. So if I want to just add some color, you see when I turn it over, now I've got a beautiful sunset underneath. And even though it kind of looked streaky in the beginning on the other side, you see how pretty it looks on this side as it kind of shines through. So again, really easy way to add color. You can use your color pencils on vellum as well. And I like to do a lot of this stuff in reverse. So I'll like stamp a flower on one side and then add my coloring on the opposite side. So you can use colored pencils. I don't recommend a lot of water-based things just because like watercolors or watercolor pencils or any of those things, they will dry. They're just going to take a long time. So if you've got the patience to let it dry or you want to use a heat gun, you can do that and it will work. So for instance, if I have a ink pad, so I can write watercolors here, and I grab a paintbrush. And I got water. Yeah. So this is going to take a little while to dry, but you can use watercolors. Okay. Again, I would always do it on the reverse side. I think it just gives that softer kind of effect, but you can do that. And I can even go in now. You can do smushing, but not too much water. And you see, I can take my water now and it will reactivate very quickly on the vellum. Whereas on a regular porous cardstock, it wouldn't reactivate quite as much as that. You see it also curl very quickly, but you can do it. So you can do, liquid watercolors, regular watercolors, ink pad painting, smushing. You can use sprays very sparingly. If you're going to use sprays, I would tape down your piece with some masking tape first because it will want to curl up like that. You see how quickly it takes the water. So be very sparing with it. It's going to buckle a little bit. I usually do this and then I'll press it with the iron. I'll put a piece of parchment paper over it and then press it with the iron to get that out of it. So yes, you can. There's just a few kind of caveats to it. If you want to do that. You can splatter, you can use acrylic paints on it. They will dry on vellum. You can use, what else? Oh, you can use your foil fusion. You can also, with these panels, they're printed with toner. So you can foil these. So if you don't want to, if you want to foil the whole thing, you can. And some of the packs, I know that that looks really pretty on. And then other ones, if you just want to add foil fusion accents, you can absolutely do that and have fun with it as well. You could do some like fun aurora borealis type things. You can layer different mediums too. So if you've got this, you give it a blast with the heat gun. Yep, you can foil vellum. You can You can actually foil those transparencies too. So when I was at the paper show or the printing show, I met a company and they do the most beautiful foils. And I think they gave me some to try, but I'm pretty sure we can use them all on our card making. And nobody has foils like these. They're not like the thermowebs or anything. I'm super excited. He gave me some. I haven't had the chance to try them yet. I'm not sure quite how my Aurora Borealis is going to come out. I'm just kind of scribbling a little bit to show you. Brusho, yes, but very light with the water. Again, you're going to have the same issue with the buckling and things. So anytime you use water, you're going to want to really dry it. Go as sparing as you can. I'm just putting some Dream Drifter on here as a solvent to blend out my colored pencils. It does work like I actually prefer using something like Dream Drifter to blend my color pencils. There you go. I was kind of going for that Aurora look. You see there how I've got the streaks in it? You can kind of see my hand behind. So you can go as strong as you want, but it will actually work just like using mineral spirits, but it doesn't smell so bad and it's not so chemically. So you can do that too and create your own Aurora. You can paint with the highlighters. You can use the pigment alcohol inks. You can use regular color pencils. You can use water sparingly. You can use acrylic paints. You can use glitter pastes and mediums. You can use your alchemy glaze, liquid glass, and all those things. Again, sparingly, it's going to start to buckle a little bit. You can use foil fusion. You can apply pastes and things over the top as well, if you want to. You can use embossing powder. It is heat stable. You can heat it. I mean, obviously, at some point it will burn, but it is heat stable. You can do all those kinds of things with it. You can die cut it. But let's talk about adhesives for vellums because I've always really struggled with adhesives on vellum. Now, there was one tape back in the day that came out and it was designed to be on vellum and they don't make it anymore. It was from W Plus and I haven't seen that in a really, really long time. And that was my favorite to use with vellum. So I've been working on a liquid glue to use with vellum because I can't really find anything I like. Right now, I try to put my adhesive, like I would put it under here and under some of these darker areas so that, I typically wouldn't see the adhesive. So I try to kind of be strategic about where I'm going to stick it. But there is no perfect option. If you put tape under this, you're going to see a line. If you put lots of glue underneath. So little dots of glue. The new Maker's glue that we've got coming, the Invisibond, is pretty good. It's not 100% perfect, but it's the best we can get right now. I've spoken to chemists about glues, and no one can figure it out that to have something that's like low enough in water and but still have the adhesion that you can do this. So, um, we will keep developing. Maybe we'll come up with something magic at some point, but the Invisibond does a pretty good job, I think. You still can see it a little bit, but that's kind of the nature of vellum. So you can do that. You can use your inkable glitter on it. You can use re-inkers to paint. You can do, I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here. I'm looking at all my mediums. I think there isn't really much you can't do on vellum. The only thing you have to remember is to keep your water content low because you see how it like buckles here. As I say, if you do this and you press it with your iron, you'll get some of that buckling out. But vellum doesn't really like water. That's the only thing. It doesn't mind alcohol, but it's not a big fan of water. So you just kind of have to play around with it and things like that. Yes, Sharpies, yes, alcohol markers, yes, felt tips, yes, glitter markers, yes, Posca paint pens. Um, I don't know what else. Yes, you can use foil fusion and use your foiling sheets on it. I think that's pretty much all the mediums. Oh, I have to try that, Michelle. So yeah, so there's not really, as I say, much you can't do, and you can see here, like my top tip is to always do things from the bottom, from the back. Like if you were doing a flower, for instance, stamp your flower on the front and then color on the back, and go for it, Denise. Um,
So I have to, because I have to explain it in audio. When you're doing the coloring at the back, if you, is it kind of like gel painting? Like if you wanted to do twinkle stars first, would you do like the white first and then color over top of it? Or would you, or would it see through? Do you
so
understand what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. So like here, you can see I did the pink and then added stuff underneath, and it's
Right.
still so for to a degree, yes. But like same here, I took this, and I know this isn't necessarily the color, but just to kind of show you, if I took palm tree and streak it up, it will still layer pretty well.
Okay. But if you were putting like say snow, but you don't want it on the outside, on the top side, you
Mhm.
want it underneath. So it looks like it's far away. Do
Depends
you
what
put the snow down first?
depends what you're doing the snow with. If you're doing it with acrylic paint or with the highlighter and things, yes. If you were doing it with snow flurries, I'm gonna say no because then you're gonna contaminate your dye inks and it's gonna look weird.
Yeah. I just didn't want to have like red or blue or green snowflakes. So I
Right.
didn't know if you had to put it on first or if you would recommend putting it on top.
So I think you'll just have to play depending on what you're doing. But if you were gonna do that, I probably use the white highlighter, and then you can always add some white snow flurries at the end to give it that like glow to
Okay.
what you were doing. Um,
You.
yeah. So you can as I say, you can pretty much do anything. You can do it on both sides of the paper. Like we are just talking about, you can layer different things. You can use multiple mediums on it at one time. You can do like the white on the front here, and you can see like it gives me that misty, foggy effect. It's kind of starting to look like my Aurora Borealis. I kind of started to do it as well. Um, Acrylic ink, yes, but gentle because there is a lot of water still in acrylic ink. Um, Gouache, yes, again, sparing because there is a lot of water in it. It's a mix between acrylic and watercolor. So, any other questions? Any other mediums I'm missing? Um, Oreo, stop eating that. Trying to see. Oh, lots of YouTube comments. Yes, you can use Tim Holtz crayons. Yes, you can use the Distress Water crayons. Yes, I use a full sheet with double-sided adhesive. Great idea. Does your vellum emboss well, or is it thick? No, you can heat emboss on this vellum. So this is our vellum. We sell it in sheets and we sell it in the printed packs, and you can heat emboss on here. So you can do all the things with it. It's a nice thickness. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. Um, so it's kind of designed for hard making. Any other questions about vellum? I know it's like one of those things that we all talk about. Printed packs are always about, so we're going to keep changing them. So they'll be seasonal. So these are the ones that we have. So like the Halloween ones will, whatever we've got left will go on clearance. And then the winter ones will go and we'll have florals and hearts and love for the spring and, so on and so on and so on. All the things. So any other questions about vellum and what you can do with vellum and what you can use on it? As I say, pretty much anything, even your paste, but anything that contains water. So if I was going to use paste, I would use the whipped paste over using elemental paste because it contains less water. And even then, like very sparing, very thin. Oreo. Um, so yeah, just low on the water content. I think that's pretty much it. I think, it's a very versatile medium. There's lots of things you can do with it. Pigment inks are never, ever going to dry on it, ever. So you either need to put them on the back so that people can't touch them, or you need to put some kind of sealant over it. That's why when I do the front, I'll just do the little bit of white and then I kind of smudge it with my finger and then leave it because otherwise it will never dry on the top as well. When printing on them, what toner is best? As long as it's laser toner, you should be fine. If you use inkjet, it won't dry. You're welcome, everyone. So lots and lots of things. So tomorrow is Christmas card making class. Um, and then in the evening, I don't know, did we pick out a topic for Sunday? I feel like we did. Someone asked about Vellum and someone asked about something else. I have to go back and watch the end of the last video. But if you have any questions about ink and things, I might do a session actually on distress inks tomorrow. Talk about the difference between distress inks and oxides and what to use when and where and what works on what surfaces and those things. So I think unless someone messages me and says I forgot something, that's our plan for tomorrow. We're going to talk about distress and all the different distress things as well. So you can use those. And otherwise, I will see lots of you 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. I know I haven't sent the invite out, but I promise it will be there by the time you wake up in the morning. I still have a ton of stuff to do ready for tomorrow, so I will be up late. But I love the fact that you all got something, I think. What's the best thing you learned today? While I do my random number generator, what's your favorite thing you learned that Vellum can do that you didn't know Vellum can do? Um, Bo, have you signed up for the class or not? Can you use vellum with dyes and can you use it to dry emboss? So yes, you can die cut it. Um, and yes, you can use it in embossing folders, not the ultra thick ones, it will tear. And if you're gonna do it, when I say mist it, I mean like really lightly mist it from a distance, like way, way back. So it's almost just like, you know, when you spray paint and you get that like powder residue everywhere, you want just that amount on it. So that is that. Yes, Bo, you can still join. Kit, you obviously won't have the kit by tomorrow. We'll send it out to you next week. But yes, you can absolutely join. We'd love to have you. Um, so yes, you can do embossing on it. Um, just be careful what you're doing. So, random number generator. Lee is number 14. Let me find my list. Congratulations. All right, so I'm gonna hop off of here. I'm gonna go and get ready for tomorrow. I still have to clean the craft room, get the products listed, get your invites out, and do all the things. So we have a busy, busy evening here. Thank you so much for hopping on with me. If I don't see you in class tomorrow, I will see you tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and I'll see you then. Have a great